We could lead with, I don't know, we could lead with Stanford books. I rather like that story.
I think it's a darn good story, but I just don't think it's strong enough. You know, again, you've got Contra Costa County, 5 families, and I don't like Homecoming, but I think it's the widest appeal.
Homecoming at least has a lot of emotion in it.
It's the widest appeal. Do we have sound bites, by the way?
At 7, we have very good anchor people. I mean, it's the strength of the station is its anchor people, and it's not just Van's kind of strength. Everyone else happens to be quite good, too. And they're very involved with the show, which is normally also good. However, the hardest thing a producer has to learn to do with an anchor person is stand up to them.
Voiceover, though.
And it's not good, because then they'll produce your show and it won't be yours. And one thing that anchor people do, they tend to go long. They are less interesting than they think they are. Sometimes they have conservative judgments about stories. But then I think if I were an anchor person sitting here, I would say, well, producers always go for the blood, guts, gore, and sex. You know, and maybe we do.
Or I could lead with homeless and go something. And put armless rape at the end of the segment.
That's what I was gonna say.
My formula is to negotiate over the lead, because I think an anchor person should be happy with the lead of the show. It sets the tone for the entire show. Negotiate over the A-segment closer, which is the second most important story in the show. And everything else is mine.
Oh, that has an X on it, but it hasn't been written.
What?
Homecoming.
No, I was just going to write it.
I got 22 from here.
That's fine.
Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. That'll be fine. We're going to take it at the top of the piece anyway, so it'll be all right.
All right.
Thank you.
Same White Academy story as early?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
That maybe just passed, so he came home today.
Claudia, are you planning on trying to sector to give you a different film like we've got on the other end of both tapes?
I am indeed.
I'm going to call it one story then for my purposes.
Okay. 20.
I just want to read your brain. It's not mine.
It doesn't have to be at the top. Just make sure you go match back to back. Linda doesn't want to go back.
All hell breaks loose in the last half hour before the show, because all of a sudden it is the last half hour, and there's still so many little things to be done. I still have to either pull or check the chromas. I still have to check my back timing. I still probably have to finish a story I'm writing, and then I have to jump up and rip the script so that the director can look at them in time and know where she's supposed to roll film and roll tape. It's a matter of, it's the final coming together of all of that preparation. And all of a sudden, there's never enough time. I don't think that I've ever done a show where I've finished it and sat back for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I think everything else is all done. What? I think everything else is all done.
That's the reason why I said don't go there. She keeps telling me,
Okay, so this is David one, yeah. And you have a sport, I have sports.
Thanks.
Have a great show.
We shall try.
Both happiness and heartbreak at that homecoming today. A ship fire in our waters posing a deadly threat. A reservoir of wisdom is washed away down at Stanford. Saccharine doing what we were told it did. It just takes more. And the anger of a mutilated youngster that just won't go away. We'll talk again tonight with Mary Vincent. What happened today? We'll tell you next on Weekend News Scene.
I want you
to check the tag on A7? It was written in a hurry, and you might not like it.
I'm changing some of this. Thank you.
Okay.
It's not a double chain? I want to fix. Yes, it is. It's a double chain. There's the first shot.
Evan, you may have to stretch. Charlie's got the film out of order.
Replay. What is the James
Yeah.
Bond side of the television business?
You want to do this one
answer
first?
is
Ship
right
fire
here.
first?
Okay, no, never mind. Okay, go ahead. Do ship fire first. Do ship fire first, then we'll do homecoming.
We're going to use this film first. Take tape.
This is Channel 7 News Scene, the Bay Area's most complete television news
Coming
series.
out to Able 3 is the first story, right? Able
Right, ship fire.
We're able to go to effects. Here we go. Double effects. Q, change 7, take that.
Lend on the phone.
Lend on the phone. Roll film. Lend on the phone. Double pull. 8. That's the Stanford books, isn't it?
Oh,
It's the
shit.
wrong one. What do you want to do?
Dump out of it, dump out of it.
Ready, fix, fix.
Yes. What's next?
Wig model
Okay,
film.
have Evan read Stanford books. Back up the film and we'll do that. The next story is Stanford books. Hand it to Evan.
Ready to cue Evan over to camera 3.
I'm going to have you read Homecoming as soon as we can get it.
Okay, so should I do that next?
Go 8, give me the
After Antioch Water.
Antioch Water,
Yeah,
then
Charlie has the
Homecoming,
film out of order.
then Homecoming,
Right,
then Lockdown.
Right.
Okay.
Then Antioch Water is next. The one memory I have of the feeling, as I looked up and I saw the film from Stanford Books, and we're supposed to be talking about Homecoming, and it's a feeling that the whole bottom drops out of your world. It's just gone.
Where's ship fire?
Jesus, I don't know.
It must be after Homecoming.
Yeah.
So I read Homecoming,
And then ship fire and then
ship fire,
lockdown.
Lockdown, and then back to Evan. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
film. Is that the right film?
That's the right film, take it.
Okay, stay on the phone with, oh well.
What? What?
What's the next film after this? And then we'll have Linda read it if it's Homecoming.
No, there's no film after this. It's Lockdown and Armless Rape. Who's doing it?
Oh, shit, but it's supposed to be film next.
No, we're on Antioch Water. That's
I know, but the home in the real.
Take 3. I don't know which.
I gotta read Lockdown right now.
Okay, read Lockdown. Lockdown.
Take 1. 3, give me a map of Lockdown, please.
A 19-year-old
What is the single chain now?
stabbed 23 times this afternoon in Pleasant's North facility. And
Give me Evan on the phone.
Evan, okay, have her read ship fire now.
the victim was rushed.
No, that's okay. You did it over the Stanford Books film that was wrong. Have her do ship fire, that's next in the reel.
Lockdown. Take the map.
Huh? Yeah, have her do ship fire next and then Homecoming.
The police are still without a suspect, but there is something of a positive nature.
Camera 3, rape fear eases.
Now, the terror that has been gripping some
Is this what she's doing now? Rape fear
appears to be
eases. Take 3.
subsiding right now.
Is she also reading Armless Rape?
No, she's not. Now we read ship fire because that's the next film.
No more
Right one, take one.
scheduled, and police say the ladies are vigilant. However,
Doesn't
they
matter.
are
No
no longer
promises.
panicked. And there was a look now at that near disaster
Ready, see what you film.
that Evan was telling you about earlier.
Roll
The
film.
Liberian freighter, the Africa, was docked with
Go ahead.
Yeah.
8 flames. The ship was carrying 100
Give me Pier 50 on Cairo. Ready,
which
Matt,
could have
taking
been
that.
able with flames to send a cloud of smoke over the area.
Is Homecoming
The ship
next?
was also holding
Drop the
40
map.
tons of lighter fluid to fire.
Evan?
She was isolated.
Homecoming is next. Have Linda read that and then we'll go to Armless Rape.
Take 1.
Jesus Christ.
Who's doing what?
Homecoming, Linda's reading it.
The chemical cargo
Homecoming is
creating a catastrophe.
The next thought I had was to fix it as quickly as possible and to do it in such a way that it looked as good as possible. Not that good could be used to describe that show, but that it was as much that was salvageable was salvaged.
We'll do armless rape next with Evan and go to commercial.
Okay. We'll do armless rape next and go to commercial.
Because I know you're saving things as best you can. Armless rape is next, and you're sure?
Right, we're sure of that, and then we'll go to commercial.
Okay, I'm going to make
Yes,
comments.
with Evan.
That's the last story.
Okay, I do the tag.
What are you saying?
I'll do the tag.
Right, you'll do a tag, then we'll go to Evan for armless rape.
All right.
Okay.
Linda will tag this, then we go to Evan.
Tears of joy from the wives.
Page 9.
10 men would not have survived without the mutual efforts of both the U.S. and Soviet governments. At Moffett Field, White Casimir, Channel 7 News.
I looked at the format, and since I'm dealing with all film, it occurred to me all I have to do is find out the order of the film and do the stories in the order of the film. I would rather do that than go to commercial. I really think that you shouldn't go to commercial unless you just have nothing else left to do.
Okay. Is the next film Prop 6? Yeah.
Okay, the B segment is as is.
In the B segment, as far as I noticed, it went all right. But it would not have mattered if the B segment was dynamite. The A segment was the shits. You know? And, you know, unless the whole show is great, none of it is. I noticed as much as I had to notice in passing that the B segment went all right. Now, if all the videotapes didn't roll, I would have noticed that too. But they went okay.
They can be quiet now. Give them a rabbit.
Hi.
Hi, can I take a few seconds to talk about Valerie with Bob?
Yes, you can. Tell Bob he's got, you take 15 seconds and he can have 2:45. How's that?
At the bottom of page 18, once you turn the page,
Okay. Oh, Evan? Yeah. Oh, I feel so terrible. It's my fault. I should have checked with Shyla. You know, when I changed the format, because it's really, I think it's probably my fault.
Oh, in other words, the film was in the order of the original format.
Right. So that makes it my fault.
Well, you know, I don't know what happened down there. You know, I'm not worried about that. See, well, every time I get worse, we can screw up all we want. But if you can say something on the air, to say, hey, folks, you know, I've got a film out of work. Bam, you take care of the whole thing. Otherwise, I look like a fool.
Right.
The show looks silly when I was a mistake.
But I probably should have told Linda to tell you.
Yeah, that's all. That's really what I'm asking.
Yeah, I was so busy on the phone trying to reformat.
I know you were. I asked everybody in the room if they ever see it happen to point at the monitor. No, otherwise, you know, I think you got out of it very well. Except a couple I don't know what happened after we thought we were okay and weren't.
Yeah, I thought I had told her, but apparently I hadn't.
Well, there it goes, kiddo.
So, but even so, that's a producer's error anyway.
Well, everything's your fault. You know that.
I know. Bye-bye.
2:45 to Bob, and they're going to take 15 seconds to talk about Valerie at the top. At the top.
Claudia Pryor, our producer, says we can take a couple of minutes to pass on a couple of messages. One for me. Valerie says, thank you very much for all your kind thoughts that she's received on her behalf. And you talked to her just today.
Well, I talked to her this afternoon, yeah. She was happy to be home.
I'll bet she is.
Out of the hospital.
Who wouldn't be?
But in a way, that's more frustrating than being in the hospital, because you want to do things. There are things around the house she'd like to do, and she has to remain pretty inactive for a while. So that's hard. But she sounds
Valerie, she wants to be back to
good.
work.
Yeah, she'd like to be back. It'll be a while, but she is on the mend and quite rapidly. She keeps herself in good shape, stays active, and it's hard to be inactive, I'm sure. Take a look at the East Coast, where it was fairly cool today. Some highs in the 40s. I show you some in the 50s. 51 was the high in Portland, Maine. Also in Boston, 53 in New York, 55 in Philadelphia. Even down as far as Richmond, Virginia, 59 degrees was the high.
We're absolutely fine. We have 1:10 left. Okay.
10, that's awful lot.
No, it'll take her probably about 40 seconds to read the kicker, and then you 20 seconds to say goodbye, and then we have theme for 5 seconds, and then we go to break. Okay. Okay.
The calculator can wake you up in the morning, multiply all those dollars for you in the afternoon, then light up all of your dinner candles in the evening. How's that?
My luck, it'll light up my finger when I go to add 2 and 2, and I don't need it. Thank you. That's News Scene for this edition. We thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll be with us 5:30 and 11 for tomorrow's edition. Till then, thank you and good night.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah, special.
Thank you. I'm glad you were on top of it, too. Thanks.
think is fair.
You did a good job picking out what you needed to pick out. You really did. Thank you. I didn't do something silly like try to do something we didn't have.
Let's do the elections 2 days early.
Right.
President of the San Francisco Art Commission, releasing Channel 7 editorial which opposed Proposition J.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No.
Your opinion was entirely inerrant
Here he is.
to the
Tell me about
Constitution.
And in that spirit, I'd like to say, live from New York, it's Saturday night.
I felt like, you know, this is the final payoff. This is the final person that you have to explain yourself to. And it's really a kind of a downer to have to bare your soul to people and say, yes, it was my fault.
He was surprisingly not mad. He said, what happened? And I said, film out of order. And he said, why? I said, my fault. And he said, well, you know, accidents do happen.
It was mine and Shyla's fault, you know, actually.
I looked at Shyla and she went, ah! I said, all right, what's the first film? We ran back to projection and Beverly is sitting there, what do we do now? What do we do now?
But still, when you're a producer, anything that goes wrong with your show is your fault. And you really feel that way, you know. If I had just, you know. Now, I think that I told her, you know. She says that I didn't. And even if I did, I obviously didn't tell her hard enough, you know.
I think your move to solve it is the first and only time I've ever seen it done, and was right on the money. It's a shame that the mistake, the nature wasn't realized, so that the two of you were communicating, because if that had worked, you know, nobody would have known.
That's
who.
exactly right.
Never would have known.
Tonight's question comes from a Kevin O'Donnell, age 10, a paperboy.
So I felt, you know, you have to admit mistakes to yourself, which isn't easy for human beings to do, you know. And then you have to admit them to your boss on top of that. It's not fun, not to go through that.